The Patrick Riggins Show. Call in now, 865-243-TALK. That's 243-8255. And now your host, Patrick Riggins.
Welcome to the Patrick Riggins Show. That's a good advice. Keep on smiling. And that's what we do here. We are constantly in a good humor, constantly having fun, even while we are fighting to regain the ground we have lost against an increasingly tyrannical government. One of the reasons I'm always in a good mood on this show is because liquor. No. Yeah. It's because of the backing we get from this radio station.
Which is liquor.
We have one of the biggest signals on the air, in case you didn't know that. 100,000 watts pumping out, and if you're not sure where your radio is tuned right now, or you're driving and don't know which preset button you just pushed, you're listening to 100.3 WNOX, broadcasting from the massive studio complex located here on Kingston Pike in scenic Knoxville, Tennessee. However, you don't have to rely solely on your broadcast band radio to receive this show. You can watch and listen to the simulcast over the internet at www.wnoxfm.com. Within the luxurious studio here, one of the many accoutrements is the webcam on which you can watch everything happening here in the studio. If you're watching there, and the address again, if you need it, is wnoxfm.com. If you're watching there, you'll see me sitting behind the microphone, working to reestablish the dynasty of freedom and liberty that America used to be, and once again will be when we are rid of all the busybodies in Washington. Sitting here to my left, riding shotgun, is the show producer, Tori.
Hello.
Good afternoon, Tori.
Hello.
Sitting over here in the aquarium, looking out the wonderful day we have
Looks
today.
pretty outside.
It's very nice. When I came in a little bit ago, it was just felt great out there. I'd like to move this show out onto the sidewalk if we could.
Yeah, just take everything out and just sit it right in the middle of the parking lot.
Yeah. The only downside of that, the rocks people throw, since we sit in here, it hits the window and they get stopped. But if we're out there, we'll go off to dodge them. So
Put you out right out on side of Kingston Pike. Get you a little table. Be like one of the sign spinners.
Exactly. Throw around, hey, WOX Patrick. Spin that little sign around and jump into traffic. Or put a little can out there like they do at the side of the ramp.
That may cause too much traffic jams. Just, it would be chaos.
It would be, wouldn't it?
Probably lining up to get the autograph.
Yeah. Well, what about me? Would they get my autograph or just yours?
Have you sign their hands and shake their babies and...
Yeah, exactly.
No, wait a minute. That's...
Yeah, shake their babies and sign their hands.
There, yes. Thank you. Wait, no.
That's it. All right. Thanks again for tuning in this week. Hey, I am Patrick Riggins. If you didn't pick up on that already, bringing you another week of advice, information, news, and commentary, all from a remarkable intelligence over which I have no control. People ask me sometimes, Patrick, how did you get so smart?
How did you get so smart, Patrick?
How is it that you have these amazing insights into the issues?
Yeah, what you said.
Well, I'll tell you, I'll be the first to admit it. I'm pretty dumb. But fortunately...
No argument there.
Yeah, exactly. No one's going to argue with that. I've been blessed with an incredible brain that makes up for all that. If someone asks me something, I'll tell them straight away if I don't know, if the answer is not right in the front of my conscious brain. But I can put the question up there, let my brain work on it, and after a little while, the answer gets sent down to me. I think everybody has access to this. You know a lot more than you think you do. You possess limitless creativity, intelligence, much more than schooling or testing will show. The key to access it is always keep learning something new. This keeps your brain growing, making those new neuronal connections there. When something comes along you don't have an immediate answer to, give it to your brain to work on. It will pull all this diverse information and learning together and get the answer for you. Now, sometimes it takes a minute, sometimes it takes an hour. Sometimes it might take a few days, but as you do it more and more, your brain gets better at it and the answers come faster. Now, I know a lot of you out there think this is probably a bunch of BS, but just think about the last time you tried to recall a person's name or a place you visited or a song you heard on the radio. And the more you tried to remember it, the less you could recall. But once you decided to stop trying to remember and let your brain get a crack at it, later all of a sudden you remember it. Sometimes it isn't until you're sleeping, because your brain is so busy with your day-to-day living. Sleeping gives it a chance to work on retrieving this memory without interruption. That's why sometimes you wake up and say, hey, Wet Willie, that's the artist Patrick played at the beginning of this show this last week. I challenge you this week to start trying to learn something, anything you didn't know each day. You don't have to become a master on the subject, just something that might be interesting to you, or some background about a country in the news, anything. You'll find as you do that more and more, your brain will start being able to retrieve this information quicker and more accurately. It will also get used to storing and retrieving new items instead of the same old thing every day. I think that's why this radio station is starting to become such a sensation. It's an anomaly. You don't hear the same old regurgitated establishment party line echoed over and over about how this person will save the country from another. And that's what tends to stand out in your brain, are the anomalies. What you hear on here is how you are going to have to make a difference in this country. There is no one in office right now. Okay, maybe a few, but at most a handful of people holding office right now who are interested in moving this country back towards more freedom and liberty. So it's going to be up to you to do it. After all, it's your country. It's my country, our country. So let's start fixing these problems and kick out the people creating them. We're up on the first break here of the Patrick Regan Show. And we'll be back with just a jam-packed show this week. Talk about the debate, of course, and all the other little stuff that these two clowns are saying. Yeah, it is a circus. We'll be back after these messages.